This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, B'chak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 33, is I want to play a video of journalist Whitney Webb going into how social media platforms like YouTube, like X, like Facebook are being set up to integrate everyone into a biometric digital ID, okay? Because the intelligence agencies like the CIA and the military industrial complex and Mossad, all right, they utilize these social media platforms to see what you're viewing, okay, and basically getting a blueprint of what your thoughts are from these social media platforms, okay? Now, if you don't know who Whitney Webb is, okay, she's the author of One Nation Under Blackmail, all right? She actually wrote two books. It's called, and it's based on the same topic, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And what it is that she exposes the connection between the U.S. and the JJ intelligence agencies, organized crime, and the sexual blackmail operations involving Jeffrey Epstein and his associates. All right, and this is why you have the real rulers in this of this world. Okay, like the international bankers. Okay, that work along with the military-industrial complex. All right, making sure that these politicians stay in line. And that's why they're always bringing out that Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, on mainstream media. All right, because hey, major changes have to happen. All right, and a lot of these politicians, they done some wicked, evil acts. All right, and this was all planned for total control. All right, to make sure that these politicians pass these bills, okay, and push the New World Order agenda. All right, which is what? Total control, RFID chip, mark of the beast, because all roads lead to the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Okay? All right? And, Tawadiyah Bashim Al Shai, all right, for raising us up so that we can bring this information out to our people. All right? Because, hey, everything's being revealed. Let me get that scripture. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. All right, this is from Yahushai, him saying this. Luke chapter 12, verse 2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Right, okay? And who's being revealed? These Edomites, start with the elites, which are make up mainly of these JJs, these 1948, these small hats, all right? The Amalekites, the biblical Amalekites, who are a descendant of Esau, Edom, okay? And that's why, we keep telling you dumbass Edomite supremacists, you so-called white supremacists, all right, them JJs, them Ish people are your brethren, okay? They're Edomites too, okay? But y'all don't want to hear that. You're trying to distance yourselves from them, but no, all right? Y'all all come from the descendant of Esau, okay, who's your forefather. All right, let me get also Obadiah verse 6, because how are the things of Esau searched out? how his hidden things stored up, right? And it's via the prophets, okay? The Lord raised up the prophets out of the nation of Israel, okay, to expose and to reveal everything, okay? Because we're in the end times, we're in the last days. So let's play this. And by the way, I claim, because this is a type of woman I like. Those that have a thinking brain, not these fucking 304s down here in South Florida. They're idiots. All right, so let me play this.
The goal is to have everyone link their biometric digital ID first to a social media account. And we've had people like Elon Musk promote this even before he bought Twitter, saying we need to authenticate all real humans that use the platform to resolve the quote unquote bot problem on Twitter, which obviously it's there, but what he doesn't really say is that a lot of those bots are run by militaries, including the US military, which he contracts for.
Yep. And that's why, again, I've been saying this, and Brother in GMS Miami, no, I've been saying this. All right, the military industrial complex, all right, is heavily, all right, involved, all right, in implementing the New World Order agenda. Okay, they are the ones, all right, that are contracting these private corporations, all right, and also putting their minions in these private corporations. Okay, so these bots are ran by the militaries. Okay, especially the American military. That's why when you go through, like for example, I have an X account, all right, and I use it really to watch the markets as well as current events. Okay, but while I'm scrolling, all right, they put in the algorithm some OF OnlyFans female. Like, I'm not looking at this, but they throw it in there. Also, some stupid celebrity or these influencers like Neon and Takashi 69 or Aiden Ross. All right, I don't look at these people, but they throw them in there, and then you see you start to see the what's it called, the title, all right, and then it's like a literally like a minute or two, snippet, and you watch it, and then all of a sudden it messes up your algorithm, because all you got to do is watch one, and then they start flooding in more and more and more, and it disrupts your algorithm. But again, this is all done on purpose to watch, okay, and document and keep track of what you're watching. And it's not just X, it's also YouTube. Anything you watch on YouTube, all right, they're tracking, okay? They're monitoring, and it's the military that's behind us, okay? Along with the international bankers, okay? So yeah, it's very powerful stuff. Let's start from the top again.
The goal is to have everyone link their biometric digital ID first to a social media account. And we've had people like Elon Musk promote this even before he bought Twitter, saying we need to authenticate all real humans that use the platform to resolve the...
Right, what's to authenticate? To prove who you are, okay? And that's why these social medias were really created, to make sure you are who you are, okay? Just like the Lord is authenticating the elect. And this reminds me of Revelation. Lessons within lessons, but I want to get that word authenticate. All right, Revelation 7, and it's in the 3rd verse. But let me start at 1. Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Right, this is talking about the destruction. Okay, this is talking about the nuclear destruction. The angels are holding back the nuclear destruction. That's why the nukes haven't flown yet, all right? Because the Lord is authenticating his elect, okay? And you're going to see right here too. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, all right? That's clearly talking about the destruction, all right? 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, all right, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads, right, okay, and the sea and the trees, these represent people, Okay, because the earth abideth forever. That's pursuant to Ecclesiastes, the first chapter. All right, let me get that, because you got these wacky tacky plantation Christians talk about, okay, and these truthers like, oh, nuclear war is going to destroy the whole earth. No, it's not. Okay, it's just going to destroy you clowns. Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 4. One generation passeth away and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. That's play. That's out of King Solomon's, all right, own mouth. All right, and King Solomon is Yahweh Shai. If you can receive it, you can receive it. Okay, so now let's go back to Revelation 7:3 again, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Right. Oh, and here's another thing. The only trees that are about to be destroyed, from let me say this the right way. The only physical trees that are about to be destroyed, all right, throughout a whole nation is America, Babylon the Great, because this place is not going to be recognized. There's nothing going to be living here, all right? There's only going to be desert creatures living here, all right? So if you want to talk about the no trees part, and you could apply that to America, Babylon the Great, because when the nukes hit this place, ain't no tree going to be, okay, growing here. This place is going to be a wasteland, all right? So just want to make that point too. Revelation 7:3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Right. So now, when you go to sealed, so we'll make a point. The word sealed in the Greek is phragizo. All right. Pretty sure Esau has another way of saying it.
Strong's G 4972. Sphragizo.
Phragizo. Okay, that's how he's pronouncing it, and it means to set a seal upon, mark with a seal, to seal, right, with meaning exemption, being exempt from being destroyed, for security from Satan, right, the adversary. Let me get to the point. Here it is. To confirm, authenticate, place beyond doubt, right, that's what the Lord is doing, okay? He's authenticating his elect. And what is authenticate? All right, because again, these elites, they have their authentication with this whole biometric digital ID, right? Well, the Lord has his authentication, all right? And it's a spiritual authentication, okay? And what's that? Having the 100% truth, the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures for salvation. Prove or show, right? There it is. Prove or show to be true, genuine, valid, right? So the Lord is proving, okay, it's proving us, wants to show, okay, that we are true and genuine and valid, okay? That's that seal, okay? And the Lord is proving us daily, seeing where our mind is at daily, okay? We're constantly being tested daily, all right? Are we in the faith? Or we not? Are we still in the world? Okay, we're constantly in a battle, right? Okay. And didn't Paul say, he fought a good fight, right? A good fight. Yep. 1 Timothy, no, this is it. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. There you go. Okay. And I believe when you go into this word course, it's meaning his office. That's right. Yep, his office. All right, because the Lord set him up for a particular office. All right, to go out to the Israelite foreigners and bring them to the truth. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, so the Lord was authenticating Paul. How much more us? Okay, lesson within lesson. So let's start again. Hey, it's getting spicy, man. 2026. All right, things are about to change. All right, drastically.
The goal is to have everyone link their biometric digital ID first to a social media account. And we've had people like Elon Musk promote this even before he bought Twitter, saying we need to authenticate all real humans that use the platform to resolve the quote unquote bot problem on Twitter, which obviously it's there, but what he doesn't really say is that a lot of those bots are run by militaries, including the US military, which he contracts for example. But yeah, it's a pretty extensive issue.
Yes, absolutely it is. So let's okay. First of all, you've done a lot of work on digital ID. I will direct people to that. I'll throw in the links to, for example, the article that you co-authored with Ian Davis about SDG and how that ties into the UN SDG agenda, the ID 2020, the DIA and UIDAI in India, and BGMF, and all these other incredible acts.
You notice it's all throughout the world. When the scriptures say he causeth all, you're clearly seeing the cause of all, the preparation for that RFID chip. Okay? So this digital ID is coming first before the chip. All right? This is and there's going to be a lot of pushback with this too. You already got people crying out about Apple digital ID, which I have an Apple phone and I already see it on my phone. Okay, they're requesting if I should put my passport, on this digital ID, because you could put your passport on the digital ID, and then several states, your driver's license from several states. I didn't see Florida, but there you go. Apple introduced digital ID, a new way to create and present an ID in Apple Wallet. Yep. Okay. So everything is moving. Eventually, they're going to say you have to have a digital ID if you want to continue to function in this system. All right. So this is how they're going to get everybody in. Okay. So that when they present that chip, that's it. It's either you take it or it's off with your head. Okay. Or they throw you out in a freaking in a FEMA camp, and then have you starving, or they slaughter, because the FEMA camps are going to be one big slaughter fest too. Okay, a lot of people going to die in them FEMA camps. So we hear, man, hey, this devil has a short time. He's coming down with great wrath. So there you go, digital ID. All right. So let's go back.
Acronyms. Can you sort through this mess for us? Who is behind the digital ID agenda? How does this tie into the digital currency agenda that you're talking about these days? And where is this going from here?
Boom. That's where stable coins and crypto come in. All right. CBDCs, stable coins, programmable. All right. I wouldn't be surprised with this whole $2,000 scheme, as I call it, that that Trump and the Trump administration, they say, hey, we want to give the American people $2,000. I wouldn't be surprised if they say, hey, this $2,000 is going to be in stable coins. So you need to download an app, okay? You need to download Coinbase or one of these crypto exchanges, Robinhood, right? So that we can give it to you, all right? Or they give you some, or they say a particular app. I would not be surprised, okay? This is how they're going to be able to present universal basic income. This is how they're testing it out. You clearly see it. They're paving the way to get everybody locked into this system for that RFID chip, the market of beasts. And you heard it here first at Great Millstone. We've been said this, all right? It's now vivid. It's in your face, all right? So all you pseudo Hebrew Israelite camps out there that were, pussyfooting, okay, regarding the market of the beast RFID chip, like IUIC, at first they were like, it's June, ain't no microchip, and it's plantation Christianity, it's Nero's money. I remember that. Okay, now they're like, oh, they may throw a chip in. Okay, then you got other pseudo Hebrew Israelite camps out there that they're not even pushing this as their forefront of their ministry. But hey, we had Great Millstone through the Spirit Power Yahweh Shemiel Shai. We've been bringing this out because, hey, we want to be saved. We want the Lord to deliver us from the hour of temptation. Let's go.
Yeah, sure. So ultimately, a lot of this, repursing that we just talked about, yeah, I think ultimately the goal is to herd people into manufacturing consent for some sort of digital ID system, with the goal of having that system being connected to all of your internet access through your internet service provider or ISP, and also to your social media account, with the goal of really having you have a formal government ID linked profile of everything you read and consume online, as a way to get around repersoning and the bot issue and all of these things. So who's behind this larger agenda? Well, it's not just one person. It's not just two people. It's a lot bigger than that. All of these global policy agendas that are somehow being implemented in lockstep globally obviously have a transnational group behind them. I think that's quite clear. And there's no shortage of cheerleaders for that agenda in the United States, whether it's team left or team right. And the same is true elsewhere. It's just really the sales pitches to get people to adopt them are different. So, on the right, it's being framed as a way to stop illegal immigration. On the left, it's being framed as a way to stop hate speech and stop cyberbullying online and protect children and all sorts of things like that. Really just looking.
This is why I clean, bro. Yo, hey, she calling it out. This whole right left paradigm. It's still okay. Um, what do you call it? Leading the sheep to the same slaughterhouse. All right, the same thing, man. Okay, hey, man. Hey, you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. Let me ignorant. I didn't want to make this too long, but hey, this is spicy. It's spicy what's being said, man. Spicy. All right. Second Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right. Whether it be illegal immigrants or whether it's like from the red team, or whether it be from stopping hate speech and and the other madness that comes from the left, it's still once again forcing the agenda of, hey, you need a digital ID. We need to see who you are. We need to see what you're looking at. What are you consuming? Okay? And what you consume is what's on your mind. And that's how these the military industrial complex, along with the international bankers and the different intelligence agencies like the CIA, Mossad, okay? This is how they're able to track and see what you're doing in real time. Okay? And eventually it's going to be there's going to be a decision to be made. Hey, if you want to buy and sell, okay, you need to get an RFID chip, okay, and that's total control. So let's keep playing.
For whatever metric sticks with whatever demographic they want to placate. Ultimately, so there's several groups that are behind it. A lot of it ultimately goes back, if you look at some of these entities sort of first kickstart the digital ID push under the auspices of the United Nations, like the ID 2020 Alliance, which
United Nations, okay, all right. Hey, Psalms. Wait, right? What? Psalms 2:1. All right. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Verse 2, the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing, saying, verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Right. Okay. This is the whole goal. All right. And all is to get the people away. Well, really, it's the Israelites. It's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. All right, get them away from the Most High. All right, and themselves. Okay, because really, when you go into this, if you go into the NOT, is to get them away. They want to separate themselves from the Creator of heaven and earth, which they can't do. They're freaking idiots. But this is in their mind, and so that's why they're creating this AI, and AI is going to be their God, and they want everybody in it. They want everybody to get a digital ID along with the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, which in November, hold on, okay, got to bring this out. It should be called United Nations, what is it? Nero neurotechnology. Let me see. United Nations neurotechnology. The ethics. Here we go. Ethics of neurotechnology. There's a vote going on. Yep. Ethics of neurotechnology. The United Nations adopts the first global standard in the cutting edge technology. The United Nations member states took the final step towards adopting the first global normative framework on the ethics of neurotechnology. Neuro meaning the brain. The recommendation, which will enter into force on November 12th. So that's it. It's in. Yesterday they approved it. They enforced it. Established essential safeguards to ensure that neurotechnology contributes to the improving the lives of those who need it the most without jeopardizing human rights. There it is, the brain. Okay? There you go. This is the ultimate goal. That's why they want everybody to have a digital ID, because it's going to lead up to this, the mark of the beast. It'll be a chip in your brain or your forehead. And the United Nations is, okay, the face of these kings, okay, wanting to push this onto the people. And a lot of people are going to do it out of desperation. All right, but this is that conspiracy. You know, all these kings are coming, are doing this because they're against the creator of heaven and earth and everything that he stands for. All right, these elites, these people hate God. They hate the God of Israel. Okay, and that's why they're doing this.
Just now been folded into another alliance with essentially all of the same funders. But ultimately, ID 2020 was started by, groups like Microsoft, the Rockefeller Foundation.
Oh, Rockefeller, Illuminati. Come on, man. Jake be playing games.
And Accenture.
Yeah, Accenture. This is what is Accenture? Is a financial company. What? So this has to do with buying and selling. Hold up. What is Accentria? Okay, what is Accentria company? There it is. Accentria Industries served aerospace, defense, automotive, banking. See? Banking. All right? Communications, and they deal with everything. Accentria has their hands in everything. But I know Accentria from banking, okay? Because Accentria is heavily involved in the crypto space. Accentria crypto. Yep. Accentria involvement with crypto includes a wide range of services related to blockchain, digital assets, and cybersecurity. From developing strategic solutions for central banks on digital currencies to implementing blockchain for contract management. Come on, man. We here, man. Hey, we have great Milso through the spirit power Yahweh Shah. We got the truth, man. All right, we look into things. We just don't talk out of the side of our mouth. Okay, we don't make shit up. Okay, there you go. Accentria. I'm gonna look more into this. After this lesson. Well, it's kind of getting late. I gotta get some sleep because I gotta go back to the fucking plantation. And that's another thing. You jakes that fell off the truth, or you jakes that heard this truth that don't want to return back to the Lord, like, all right, I guess you like being a slave. I guess you like getting up early in the fucking morning. You like the alarm clock to wake, ring in your ear to wake you up. To you must like that shit. You must like, okay, driving to work, in crazy traffic. Escaping crazy drivers because they're fucking running late to work. Because their whole life is out of order. They have no structure. And you see that amongst you jakes, especially you Southern Kingdom, all right? Fucking driving reckless in I-95 because you're running late to work because you didn't go to bed in time, okay? I be putting curses on a lot of you motherfuckers on I-95. Always trying to cut people off because you didn't get up in time. Anyway, but you like this fucking place. You like this shit. You want to be in this motherfucker, man. All right? That's why the Lord gonna kill you 2/3. I see it.
some of these big multinational corporations, or in the case of the Rockefeller Foundation, the philanthropic arms of oligarchic clans that have tried to create a global system of financial control in private hands for the better part of
financial control. Revelation 13 and 16. It's the same. We here at Great Millstone, through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Shem Shai, we can confidently say we have 100% truth. Come on, man.
the last 100 years. And so ultimately, digital ID is meant to sort of facilitate that kind of system globally. But I don't think it's likely that they're going to sell it as one universal digital ID for everybody. They want it to be vendor agnostic.
Right.
Have it all have sort of similar standard.
That's right. And I'm glad she brought this up. That's why, man, I claim once again, because I've been saying this shit for a hot fucking minute. It's not gonna be under. How am I? Let me say this correctly. She said vendor agnostic. Okay. What? Well, let's vendor meaning companies. Okay. What is a vendor? What is let's go to agnostic, meaning. All right, a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known. All right, a person who believes that vendor agnostic. Right. So basically, what they're saying is a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known, or having an uncertain, a non-committal attitude. Not vendor, not right. So basically, what she's saying is that it's not going to be just one vendor. It's going to be a lot of vendors, okay, that you don't know who they are, okay, pushing this out. So because they're going to give you an illusion of choice. That's the whole thing, an illusion of choice. So let's say one more time. This is an illusion of choice. That's why, again, you have all these different stable coins, okay? You have all these different cryptocurrency, but it's all leading to the same shit, all right? To the RFID chip. That's where there is, and then the RFID chip is going to be backed by several companies. For example, remember the pandemic? You had how many different pharmaceutical companies pushing the same jab? It's the same thing with this whole RFID chip. It's going to be the same way. It's going to be several companies, okay, vendor agnostic, okay, from behind the scenes pushing the same thing. But they're going to give the illusion of choice. Hey, you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. Let's go back again.
Corporations, or in the case of the Rockefeller Foundation, the philanthropic arms of oligarchic clans that have tried to create a global system of financial control in private hands for the better part of the last 100 years. And so ultimately, digital ID is meant to sort of facilitate that kind of system globally. But I don't think it's likely that they're going to sell it as one universal digital ID for everybody.
You see? They're not going to sell it as one universal digital ID. Again, they're going to give you an illusion of choice. That's why she said vendor agnostic.
They want it to be vendor agnostic, but have it all have sort of similar standards, and have the data all be exportable in the same format. So, maybe you'll have, in the US, for example, 5 or 6 or even 10 different vendors of digital ID. And Japan will have 5 to 10 and what have you. But ultimately, all of that data, whether the US, Japan, or anywhere else in the world, can all be exported in the same format to the same centralized database, which is ultimately the goal.
The chip, the RFID chip. There you go. That's the goal. So, yeah, that's it, man. Hey, I saw this. I'll put this in the YouTube, and you can watch it. But hey, man, we here, and you heard it here from the prophets, okay, of Great Millstone. And again, okay, they're gonna sell it as you have choice, all right, just like these different platforms. Wait, I mean, come on, look at the fucking social media platforms, all right, from TikTok to Instagram to Facebook to X, okay, it's the same. At the end of the day, it's still controlled by the same people, but they got to give you the illusion of these different vendors, all right? So you think that you have choice. Greatest, hey, what's that old saying? The greatest trick the devil ever, the greatest trick, what is, I saw it from a movie. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled, meaning, yeah. the quote means the devil's most effective threat is to hide his existence, thereby making people complacent and unconcerned about evil, right? Okay, and again, did she not say that the bots are being ran by the military? So is the military pushing, okay, lewdness and porn and degenerate, what's it called? Influence onto the masses? It's the U.S. military, so it's a fucking psyop, okay, to demoralize, to bring the mind of the people so low that when it's time to enforce the NWO, these people are they're not going to have any will but just to conform, all right, because their brain has been, all right, polluted with junk. So yeah, that's why you got to be able to rule your spirit and control what you see and hear, because it does have an influence on your spirit. So Lord willing, this less edifying. Again, I'm going to read this one more time. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, Lord will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. All right, you heard it here first here at Great Millstone. The prophets are from Great Millstone. With that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bash. Well, let me retract my statement. The prophets are from Great Millstone. Anybody that follows the doctrine from Great Millstone, okay? If you follow the doctrine from Great Millstone, okay, then you're a prophet. Okay, because, we're the only ones bringing this out, man. So with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying, pray without ceasing, pray for each other, pray for the apostles, elders. We're almost out of here. To the fuses that are watching, keep studying. When you prepare to cover, shalom. You already know, shalom.